Hi, and welcome everyone to the Christian Authors Network Excellence in Marketing Award. We are so excited to have with us our 3 top finalists. And the special opportunity that you get today is to hear each one of these finalists give a talk about how they built their marketing campaign and what it has done to help their book get into the hands of readers, retailers, and librarians. And our joy from here on out is that part of their prize package, besides the gold winner will receive a trophy, the silver and bronze and the gold will also receive a beautiful certificate that they can frame. And I think that's lovely. But in addition, they will also get a medallion to put on their website, on their book, on any of their marketing materials that they can use from here to eternity. And then we will, as the Christian Authors Network, work to find placements in the media, in blogs, in promotion, and we'll be sending out a press release that will also give a copy to each of our top 3, so that they can use that in their local news and media and nationally and internationally as they feel it fits their marketing situations. The other thing that's really interesting is all 3 of these top finalists have a unique book. Not one of them is in the same category. Not one of them is in the same genre. And so this is in no order. No, I'll go ahead and do order because I want to make the announcement of our winners first. And the reason I want to do that is so that they can then get into the frame of mind to prepare for giving you up to a 10-minute talk. So you're going to get 10 minutes of expert advice on how to build a marketing campaign for your book, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, because as I said, we're across all the categories. So thank you so much for being with us. And as each person comes up for them to receive their award, we're going to show the award really quick. So bear with me while I share my screen. And then we will have the opportunity. I'm hoping the screen share works. and it's not. All right. I do apologize. We are not going to be able to share the screen today, but that's all right. We will show the certificates. For our bronze winner, I want to tell you that this was an amazingly well put together campaign. And this person should be extremely proud of the work that they have done. In addition to that, they showed all of the hard work behind the scenes that an author needs to do to prepare communicating to retailers, librarians, and readers. They also showed how you can prepare a media campaign to get into radio and podcasts and newspapers. And it was quite stellar and stunning. So I'd like to say congratulations to Jason William Karpf for his marketing campaign for Brimstone 1, which is a sci-fi book. And that's what's going to make this so interesting as you see what comes up in the next award. So congratulations, Jason. You will be receiving the certificate. And yay!
Yay!
And you will also be receiving some media placement to assist in the continuance of promoting a Brimstone 1. And you will receive a medallion for your website and for your marketing and all of your marketing materials. We are so glad to have you here. So in a few moments, after we do the next silver and the gold awards, we're going to have Jason speak first. And I'm so excited to hear him tell you all about the work that he did to put this together. And in addition to that, how he managed to keep it very logical flow for an author. So I think that's a really important part of his campaign. Next, I'd like to award the silver. And the silver is, this one is a fiction book. And so we have 2 fiction books, but they're for completely different genres. This fiction book is called Ciao, and it is to Annette O'Hare, and it's book 1 in her Max Tales Mysteries. She will be receiving a beautiful certificate that she can frame. And in addition, she will be getting a media package as we are able to get placements. And she will then have the opportunity to put the medallion on from here to eternity on all of her marketing materials. And we're very excited to see that. Annette's book is focused at middle readers. And I think it's really fascinating that we have a sci-fi, YA young adult, and a middle schooler fiction. And she had a unique way of using a lot of memes and social media. And I think it'll be really fun for us to learn some of the things that she did to get the message of her book out there. And then she was also really strong on being able to show the amount of people that were interacting and reacting with her. So congratulations to Annette O'Hare.
Yay.
And then we have the gold winner. Now she's probably figured out who she is already, but I think it's a really important thing to share that this is a nonfiction book. She didn't win because it was a nonfiction book, because none of these books are judged based on the content of the book. This award, the special feature of it, is about how well you marketed the book, because we want to raise all of the marketing skills of Christian authors everywhere in order to get books into the hands of readers, retailers, and librarians. Now, Miss Ginny Dent Brant did that. And she not only showed how she did it, but she had stellar connection with readers and people that were able to connect with her and react and integrate that into her promotion. So her marketing campaign is for Unleash Your God-Given Healing, 8 Steps to Prevent and Survive Cancer. This is a beautiful certificate that you will be able to frame. You have a gorgeous trophy already on its way. And it has your book title and your name on it. And it is a beautiful crystal trophy that you'll be able to place on your mantle. But each one of you, we really want photos of you with your award, and we really want to be able to promote you and your reward. So please share with us the photos that you take with family, with friends. If you want to have an award party when you get your certificates and your trophy, we would just love that. Whether it's a coffee party online with folks, or whether you have a big party and you have a cake, all of you are deserving of it. All of these books are so unique. So from here, we're going to go into our 10-minute talks. And those people, we're going to all mute, and we're going to change over the view into speaker view. And we want you to talk and tell us about your special promotions, the things that you did to prepare in the unique way you did it, because each one of you are going to add to the level of knowledge that's out there in the world for us to be able to not copy your campaign, but use concepts out of your campaign so that we can do a better job of marketing Christian books and getting God's word into hands through the books that we write. So congratulations. And I am going to ask everyone to mute, and we're going to turn it over to the speaker. And our first speaker is Mr. Jason William Karp. And so you can unmute and go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much, Angie. I'm deeply honored to be here. The Brimstone one is my first novel, and it unites my love of Jesus with a lifelong passion for science fiction. And I personally believe that this is a special genre that has yet to see its fulfillment. The possibilities are great, and that's what drives me as an author and as a marketer. I want to give an overall message to every Christian author listening now, or a year from now, or whenever you encounter this video. If you can tell a story, you're a marketer. And if you can tell a story, that's why you're an author in the first place. I've been blessed to teach marketing for 10 years at Christian universities, and I am thrilled to be able to apply what I teach and my business career in marketing to the marketing of Brimstone One. There are a few things that that I determined as I was beginning the marketing campaign. First of all, it is very easy to spend a great deal of money as an author marketing your book. There are many things you can pay for, many things that people say you must do. All I can say is beware. My marketing campaign, as detailed in the marketing brief that I submitted with my portfolio, emphasizes content marketing, which is a very important aspect of marketing today. And it's basically what it sounds like. Content, and that means information. That means it is valuable to the user, the reader, the person experiencing it. And this has been the big transformation in marketing in general in recent years. Something else I want to emphasize. We are in, and this is documented, the relationship era of marketing. It's not about one-way communication. It's about building a relationship. And if you're a Christian, relationships matter to you. Thereby, you're a marketer, whether or not you may think so, whether you find it daunting. And this is what drove me. The mainstay of my marketing is just unfolding now. And I applaud the gold and silver winners to be able to get those positive metrics of engagement. And I'm eager to find out what they've been doing and what they're looking forward to. My form of marketing focuses on live events. And this means events that I create by providing valuable content of myself as a speaker. I have developed a series of Christian messages designed for small groups at churches, Christian ministries, and in the form of a salesman, and personal selling is an aspect of marketing. I am constantly in touch with potential venues to promote myself. And I can only do that as a content marketer, and I can only do that if I'm providing something of value. If you're thinking about advertising, sure, you can get that space, write a check. If you're thinking about trade shows, nothing wrong with ads or trade shows, don't get me wrong. But you want to be at a trade show with a booth, write a check. You'll be there. You'll win that space. I don't have the budget to be writing all those checks. I do have time, and I do have a keen interest in building Christian relationships through my writing ministry. So the schedule of my public appearances has really gotten off the ground here in November, and now we're in December. And I just sent out a communication to my growing email list of potential hosts and current ones of what I'm up to. And it is a combination of small group presentations. It is also a combination of my additional book, Developing a Christian Marketing Plan, which is a textbook, but I use to build relationships with schools and young readers, meaning college age. And I just produced a 30-minute video, Christianity and Marketing, which was made into course content at a Christian university in Canada. And I have very deliberately designed short events because I get feedback from pastors. Well, you're not expecting to come here and take over the pulpit, are you? And I have to say, no. And that's why I've designed these short messages, perfect for the men's breakfast, perfect for the women's ministry brunch. At the end of my presentation, you can buy my book, signed copy. Very time intensive, Don't want to mislead anybody, but I have time. I don't have money, but guess what? I think my time investment's going to pay off better anyway. That's just me, the old marketing professor speaking. So we're early in the game, but I've already exceeded my initial objectives, which I submitted to the awards committee in my marketing brief. And here's something to remember. If you have a marketing objective, it must have two qualities: measurable with a time frame. If anything you set out to do doesn't have those aspects in front of you, go back, find out how to make the action measurable and give it a deadline. I'm happy to report to the Christian Authors Network, I've already broken my deadline. Still very early in the game. And like I said, this terrible pandemic, when you're talking live events, I knew what I was up against, and I knew it would delay my marketing campaign, and it has. But again, all in God's good time. And as for short presentations, I just met with a pastor in his office 2 days ago, and he said, "Hey, I saw all your stuff on YouTube. And by the way, I have complete short videos about every piece of content that I can deliver to remove any mysteries." And he said, "Yes, I saw all that. It's great. Could you give the main sermon in 2 weeks?" So I'm like, well, I got a lot of feedback. Keep it short, and I do. But you want to be a good marketer, put on your track shoes or your tap dancing shoes or whatever shoes you got. And I said, of course I can. So I'm currently writing, and I'll have a PowerPoint deck to go with it because, you know, it comes from the business world. A 40-minute main sermon for Great Grace Church in Minneapolis. And it's entitled, How Long the Journey? An examination of space-time and Jesus. And I had to come up with that on the fly, but this church is largely African immigrants, and they've all come a long way to live in Minneapolis, and including Pastor Lewis from Ghana. I said, "You've come a long way." And I said, that's always an issue in science fiction. The whole idea of warp speed is to defeat distances, is to overcome space-time. But the architect of space-time is God. And I'm going to pull it all together. And that's my ministry. Christianity and sci-fi go together. And I've begun, as part of my content marketing, begun teaching my mini course, Christian Sci-Fi Night with Professor K. Again, I work cheap. Well, who are we going to get to do this? How about me? So we've had the first one. We looked at a classic episode of Twilight Zone and examined it from a Christian point of view. You know what's next? Classic Star Trek. And I told everyone there, they want to have me back. God bless them. And I said, when you're dealing with Professor K, only the old stuff. Don't you even think we're going to get newfangled. This is original Trek with Kirk, Spock, that I grew up with as a little boy, watching with my screenwriter mother, who developed my love of writing and science fiction. She went to Jesus some years ago. So this is a work in progress. Thank you for recognizing this campaign, Brimstone 1, and my new ministry of writing Christian science fiction and bringing together everything I love in the name of our Lord and Savior.
Thank you so much. That was beautifully said. I really love the point of budget versus time and recognizing that you really do have to do the footwork yourself, whether you're tap dancing or you're putting on your track shoes. Because a lot of authors don't realize when they're entering the publishing industry that you absolutely do have to do a lot of your own marketing. And it doesn't matter whether you're traditionally published or independently published. And I think that's kind of a rude awakening for a lot of authors. So thank you so much, Jason. And we really look forward to having more from you in the future. And we will set up some interviews for you and help you get that first book out there and notice even a little bit more. So congratulations, Jason. Yeah, thank you. And now I'd like to introduce you to Annette O'Hare. And Annette, I'm going to do the same thing for you. I'm going to turn the screen over to you. And when you're at the end of your 10 minutes, I'll take us back to our multi-people view. We'll get to see your 10 minutes. And if you will share with us what you think really made your marketing campaign work. And then just like Jason did, which I applaud him for, because I didn't say to do it, but do it. He did it right. Please tell us what your book is and a little bit about how to get it at the end. And we'll do a real quick, again, how to find you guys online at the end of your all three talks so that they can find your books and find you. So don't worry about all that yet. Just tell us a little bit about it. And we are going to go to everybody muted again and speaker view, Miss Annette O'Hare.
Hi, I'm not the greatest public speaker, but I'm going to give this a go. I have intense notes, so good luck to me. Good evening, I'm Annette O'Hare, and I'm honored to be a finalist and now a winner, I guess, in the CAN Excellence in Marketing Awards. I was asked to share a little bit about the marketing campaign for my first middle grade mystery, Puppy Ciao. If you can see it here. As a new author of middle grade fiction, the goal of my marketing campaign was to first, of course, generate sales, but second, to establish myself, my name, my brand in the children's literature genre. And I quickly learned the delicate nature of advertising to this age group. And so I focused my marketing efforts on their parents of the target age group. I also attempted to target the homeschool community. My plan is to ultimately join other CAN children's authors and present my mystery series at homeschool conferences in the coming year. My second book just came out this past, just a few months ago, and I'm waiting I'm currently working on a companion devotional for the first book, and so I'll have something to be able to offer the parents in addition to that book. And so my online presentation consisted of multiple memes featuring the Weimaraner dogs. I know some of you are familiar with Weimaraners. They're just 100-pound bundles of muscles. And I created kid-friendly, parent-pleasing advertisement for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where I have just under 5,000 followers. And I also sent a new release announcement newsletter to my nearly 800 email subscribers. August 2020 was release month. Since I was mostly unable to make in-person appearances during the 2020 COVID pandemic, like Jason said, I utilized reader-targeted outlets, posting videos, memes, and blog posts. Some of these posts were financially promoted, and of course, the ones that were promoted did much better than the ones that weren't. But I also had friends, family, my fellow authors help me spread the word to their followers as well as mine. And my publishing company, Elk Lake Publishing, waving it, Deb over here, advertised Puppy Ciao in their August newsletter as well. So I had new release announcements posted on the BookBub newsletter, the More to Life blog, a few new release blogs, and the book was featured with an article for National Dog Day on Months. As you all know, we work with Months and CAN, the Did You Know column. In late August, I attempted my first BookBub ad. I paid $40 and the ad was seen by 7,000 readers. I also leaned on the Christian Author Network Instagram page, sharing memes to their 900 plus followers. And in September, after the book came out, I placed a video ad on Facebook, and that cost me $25. It ran for 7 days and reached 4,000 people with 1,100 complete playthroughs of the video. So I was pretty happy about that. The same day, I shared an unboxing meme, I had an article posted on the More to Life magazine blog titled, "Will My Dog Be in Heaven?" The post was linked to Puppy Chow on my Can Author page and on Goodreads. And in October 2020, Puppy Chow won an award. I'll show you here. Can you see this? The Moonbeam Children's Book Award. And by winning a place in that contest, they had entries from the United States, Canada, 7 countries overseas, giving Puppy Chow an international press release and spotlight on the contest website. So those contests can be a good thing. But at year's end, Puppy Chow was included in the Christian Author Network Christmas gift giving guide and the newsletter that was sent out by Can. And I continued my marketing efforts on through the new year with an interview in the More to Life magazine newsletter. And then in March, I wrote a special St. Patrick's Day piece for the More to Life blog. Really got a lot of mileage out of the More to Life this with my campaign. And that they all, of course, included links to Puppy Chow. And in April, I wrote a piece for Linda Rondell's Snark and Sensibility blog that included an excerpt from Puppy Chow, as well as the buy links. And my marketing campaign came to an end with Facebook and Instagram memes posted to both my personal and my author pages, as well as to the Christian Author Network pages. In July of this year, I created an Instagram promotion featuring my adorable baby granddaughter advertising Nani's Puppy Chow book. And here's if you can see this. And she says, "My Nani, author Annette O'Hare, shamelessly took pictures of me to help advertise her preteen mystery, Puppy Chow." And then she says, "Look, Nani's picture is on the back cover. Chapter 14 was so funny, I giggled." And lastly, she says, "Hands off, this one's mine. Get your own." And then it shows my website at the bottom. And yes, I just shamelessly shared pictures of my granddaughter with y'all. And anyway, the ad cost $35 and it ran for 5 days and reached 3,400 people. And in conclusion, having spent a little over $100 plus my contest fees, I'm satisfied with the results of my efforts. And I feel very blessed to be a part of Christian Author Network, which offers so many opportunities, ideas, and resources to promote my work. And thank you very much, and God bless you all.
That was wonderful. And I love how we saw some uniqueness in Jason's event focused and in Annette's social media focus, where she also added in articles that went out. And for those of you who are not members of the Christian Authors Network that might be watching this, it's really important that you know that if you become a member of the Christian Authors Network, you have to have at least one traditionally published book and one other. And when you do that, you become a member, you get these benefits that are really unique, which include partners. And some of those partners are like the Months Group, which has a group of retailers, or the Logos Group that has a group of retailers. And what we're able to do then is write articles for their magazines and newsletters that go out to not just the retailers, but also their readers. So that's a deep work opportunity that you get through your benefits. And then the Christian Authors Network also does have social media, which you will see this video at later on our YouTube, and you'll see it on Facebook, and we'll send it out through our Twitter and Instagram. So you'll see that there are links back to your websites and to the Christian Authors Network. And so it's really exciting to see the uniqueness in the books, uniqueness in the personalities of the authors, and you see the uniqueness in their campaigns. And I tell you, all 3 of them are brilliant, and their point spread was really tight. So with that in mind, our winner Ginny Dent Brant, is now going to come on and tell us about her marketing campaign for Unleash Your God-Given Healing, 8 Steps to Prevent and Survive Cancer. And remember now, this is a nonfiction book. So they didn't win their placements based on what their book genre was. They won based on what they did to achieve success in selling those books into the hands of retailers, readers, and librarians. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ginny. And we're all going to mute.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. All right. I would like to thank Can for this honor. It was indeed unexpected, but I have to be honest with you, everything about the writing and marketing of this book, my cancer journey, was unexpected. I was diagnosed with an aggressive and deadly cancer with no risk factors and no genetic factors, which sent me on a quest. But I want you to know that my cancer, as you well know, was not unexpected to God. And I can remember, you have to understand this background, going to the hospital chaplain's office in Chicago and crying my eyes out and saying, I don't understand how a health nut like me got this cancer. And he looked at me and he said, Ginny, consider it a gift from God for you to help other people. You're an author, you're a speaker. And I looked at him and I said, but you don't understand. I don't want this gift. And then he started to giggle. He said, I can see it now. Your next book, and the first line of your book is, this is the book I never wanted to write. And guess what the first line of my book says? Exactly that. So what's interesting is, yes, his words were prophetic, and this unwilling messenger became a vigilante of sorts with a message about cancer prevention, how to get patients through the journey, and how to prevent cancer from coming back for those who are cancer survivors. And yes, I wrestled with God over the entire thing. I know many of you were dying to write your books. I was not. I had to wrestle with God over it. So how do you write and market a book that you really don't want to write? Well, I must tell you that one thing drove both. And that is, in my research, I found everyday things that I was doing that contributed and opened the door for me to get this cancer. And this one thing was the one thing I just couldn't get past that motivated me to write it and to market the book, because the two go together, as you well know. And that is, I don't want anyone to have to be in that chair where the nurse rolls up all those toxic chemicals in a hazmat suit to infuse into your body with unexpected results. So that is what drove me to write and to market my book, because I never wanted to write about cancer and I never wanted to speak publicly about it. And the Lord changed my heart. So I did a lot of what Annette did and what Jason did, the memes and a lot of these things. But I want to tell you some things that I considered critical to the marketing campaign. And to me, the book cover is critical. The title is a great marketing tool. And the title, Unleash Your God-Given Healing, came from what I discovered, that God created our bodies with self-healing mechanisms that fight cancer on an everyday basis. But I was doing things that suppressed these things from working as God intended. Therefore, the title, to catch the attention. Now, the entire cover is a background of a tornado, because when the surgeon showed me my MRI on a large size screen, when he said the cancer is all over your body, it's aggressive, I'd heard more bad news than I needed. And I didn't believe him. And he said, look at this MRI. It looked like a tornado had invaded my body. So the tornado is the background, but what's in the middle? What Paul tells us, we have to give thanks. We have to pray about everything. We have to come to peace with the trials, because that puts our body, I learned, in a position to be able to heal. And so all the fear and worry, I couldn't let that drive it. I had to come to peace with it. And then here's another part about a book like this, nonfiction, is that with this hitting on the cancer journey, I must have medical endorsement and validation, the hardest part of my book, because no one that worked in my cancer journey with me, none of my doctors were allowed to endorse any cancer patient's books. And so God miraculously provided this man at the bottom, Dr. Robert Elliott, 55-year veteran breast cancer specialist, who actually has his name on cancer patents. And he is also a major medical researcher. He came behind me, okay, and wrote the foreword and commentary on my book, so he was able to be on the cover. I want to read you one of the like 20 different commentaries he wrote, because this was used to market the book for radio and television and magazine articles. He says, we desperately need to use both the best of conventional medicine and well-researched integrative and holistic therapies in the fight against cancer. Recommendations from well-trained nutritionists and naturopathic doctors can be very valuable in the cancer journey. We must acknowledge that fighting cancer requires more than just surgery, radiation, and mixing chemicals. Enhancing the immune system to do its God-given job gives the patient more ammunition to beat cancer. That was in the marketing press release, and you can see why, okay? I also had about 15 endorsers that included other medical doctors, included cancer survivors and cancer patients and ministry leaders. And again, I want you to see how this validates, and this particular endorsement was used in the marketing materials. This stage 4 aggressive cancer survivor says, my oncologist at MD Anderson and these 8 steps turned around my stage 4 diagnosis. My oncologist believed that my lifestyle changes complemented her efforts. You see how important this is. A lot of people were afraid I was trying to take the doctor's place. Absolutely not. I can't take the doctor's place. I'm not a doctor. I'm trying to help cancer patients and people that are trying to prevent cancer to do what the doctor has no control over, your lifestyle habits, okay? So these were very important. Now, again, as everyone else has said, a pandemic is not the best time to market or release, especially a nonfiction book that's kind of on a negative subject. I mean, let's be honest, right? So what did I do? I looked carefully at the 8 steps in my book, and I did further research to see, how does this relate to the news headlines, which is COVID, COVID, COVID. And the more I researched, the more I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to put this in the top of my press release. This is going to be in the title of my press release, what cancer patient learns to fight cancer and COVID-19. Okay, so you got to relate it to the news, especially in a pandemic like this. That opened the door for a lot of interviews. And then the other thing is just sheer determination. Jason mentioned, you know, he had more time than money. I'm retired. I had more time than money. And when I heard Frank Peretti speak at the Blue Ridge Christian Writers Conference, and everyone who was there knows what he said. Tina's shaking her head. I know. His book bombed the first year. I mean, it was just a little trickle. And then the next year it took off. And I thought to myself, Lord, are you speaking to me? I'm sure every writer felt this. I'm not going to stop marketing this book. I'm going to keep on, because it's not all about book sales. It's about a message to the world, because 1 in 2 people are getting cancer today. And the latest research shows by 2030, they predict it'll be 1 in 1. That means all of us will have cancer in our lifetime. And so it's, to me, a very, very important subject. And so Frank Peretti inspired me to keep on a whole nother year, to keep on promoting the book because of the topic. And I began to concentrate on where bookstore owners were, and Can open some of those doors for me, online media, and virtual events with bookstores, as well as with cancer ministries. So if you know someone, a church that has a vibrant cancer ministry, I will Zoom in and give hope to their cancer patients. To know that you can play a role in your prognosis is important. So far, I've done 38 podcasts, including several that were international, and one in Australia, and one in India. I've done 17 radio shows, including American Family Radio. I've done 8 TV shows, including CBN's Healthy Living Show, The 700 Club, and Atlanta Live. And I've also done 3 interviews for CTN in Florida. I've done 5 newspaper interviews and written articles for 20 magazines and other online media, and 17 articles for blog posts to get exposure. And I have not stopped. I'm continuing to book new things, and I'm on a mission. And this girl, that didn't want to talk about cancer, now you can't stop me. I've reached 105 outlets for a total reach of 62.5 million people. Because I don't want anybody else to get cancer. I don't. It's tough on a family. And like many, my book sales are not what I would have expected, but through all these efforts, I did reach 62.5 million people, and that's important to me. The book has won 3 awards in addition to this, and it just confirmed it was a God thing all along. And I'm having more and more every day. Medical doctors come behind me to thank me, write letters to me, call me, and let me know that they appreciate what I'm doing for cancer prevention. So the medical validation has come through. I'm sure there's some doctors that think I'm nuts because they don't think nutrition has anything to do with cancer, and it has a lot to do with it. But the interesting thing is that none of this was unexpected to God. None of it. And I want to thank Can for all the opportunities that they gave me to appear before people and to make connections with people. It's probably the best investment I made in marketing my book. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to tell you all that I had the opportunity to read every one of these entries, and I had the opportunity to converse with the judges as they were giving me back their scores. And these were hard decisions to make, but I think that each one of these books is worthy to be in the hands of readers, to be on the shelves of retailers, to be on the shelves of libraries. Each one of these books has the heart of God in it, because he put that inspiration in the author to put down the words on the page. So I encourage everyone to get to know these authors, to find these authors online, and to find their books, because your life will be different from having read a book that was written by Jason William Karpf, that was written by Annette O'Hare, that was written by Ginny Dent Brant. We are honored as the Christian Authors Network to be able to take you into the next year and promote you, and to give you the opportunity to do that. And so with that, I want to take one moment each, just a moment. And Jason, would you unmute and tell us, I'm going to put it back on speaker view. When you're done, we'll go to Annette. When you're done, we'll go to Ginny. Tell us the name of your book. If you've got it handy, hold it up. If you don't, just tell us where to find it. And then it's okay, Jason. We'll put it on our blog for you.
Thank you.
And then tell us your website, and if you have a general social media handle, we'd appreciate it if you would share that as well, because we're going to connect those things as we promote you into the future. So go ahead and Jason, tell us how to find you and about your book.
Wonderful. Again, my book is Brimstone 1. It is Christian sci-fi, the story of the first Christian rocket. Now, I don't have a copy here. There was a marketing mistake, but the book has a picture of a rocket on the cover. There you go. Best place to find it is Amazon. And it's available from Elk Lake Publishing Incorporated as Kindle, paperback, and hardcover. And you can find me all over the place online. There is a website just for Brimstone 1, brimstone1.com, that will tell you about the book and has secret files about the major characters. So you can go behind the scenes as a Christian billionaire secretly builds this rocket and won't tell the world why. But it is the biggest revelation in 20 centuries for Christianity. So that's where you can find it. You can find my personal author website, jasonkarpf.com, JASONKARPF. And you can find me on Facebook, my author page, Jason William Karpf, my full name. And I look forward to seeing you and talking with you. And we all learn more about each other as we pursue Christ and do it in glorious and unexpected ways.
Thank you so much, Jason. Annette, will you unmute and do the same for us, please?
Yes, of course. Here's puppy Ciao. CIAO, like bye-bye puppy. It's based on my family adopting a purebred dog at the animal shelter. And to us, he was perfect, but not in the breeding world. And my mind started wondering, why would someone dump this beautiful dog? And I came up with a story about a puppy mill, and it's got a very bad connotation. And I just wanted to bring awareness, I guess, to what bad things can happen to dogs. And we lost our Max a couple of years ago. I still get upset, but he was a wonderful, wonderful dog. And anyway, of course, my website's AnnetteO'Hare.com. No apostrophe. Computers do not like apostrophes in names. It's you get @ %. But anyway, and I'm on, as with Jason, I'm also with Elk Lake, and you can get my books on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I have links, of course, on my website, and I'm at Annette O'Hare for my social media.
Thank you so much, Annette. That was wonderful. And I think it's important for each one of us to really tap into those things that mean a lot to us. And that is what you've both done. And I think that's fabulous.
And I'd also add that book 2 is out now. You can get No Bones About It, the second book.
Oh, I love it. Good job. All right, Ginny, it's your turn. Tell us the name of your book and how do we find you online?
Okay. The name of my book is Unleash Your God-Given Healing, 8 Steps to Prevent and Survive Cancer. And you can find the book on Amazon. You can also find it on my website at www.ginny, Brant, BRANT.com. And I also have at jennybrant.com a cancer prevention and wellness blog. And as new information on cancer and health in general, COVID, whatever comes out, then I write weekly and post. So look at it, because there's a lot of really neat health things that people don't know and need to know. So you can sign up for the blog or you can check it out. And I am Ginny Dent Brant on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you so very much. And I also urge you, people who are watching, to sign up for any newsletters that these authors have and sign up for the Christian Authors Network newsletter. You can do that right on our website. I think it's really important to stay in touch with people. And it's also something that takes it out of the hands of big media and into the hands of you, being able to connect with the person that you want to connect to. So it will come right into your inbox. So sign up for Ginny, Jason, and Annette's newsletters, and of course, the Christian Authors Network newsletter. We are so glad that everyone was with us today. We are so proud of all of these winners. And it has just been brought to my attention behind the scenes that the editor for Elk Lake Publishing is here with Jason and Annette, as they were two of her authors, and coincidentally, both won placements in the Christian Authors Network Excellence in Marketing Awards. So we want to say congratulations to Elk Lake Publishing, because I think that is quite high esteem to be shared there. And Ginny, who is your publisher?
It was Westbow Press, but I'll have to give Deb a plug here. Yes, I probably should have gone with Elk Lake, but I remember looking them. I mean, I did not submit, and the reason is it said they were mainly fiction. I didn't see it as my book, and then I find out Deb is a cancer survivor like me. So yes, Deb, I messed up on that one. Wish I had gone with you.
Oh, that's so funny. And the reality is then that your book is an indie published book. So here
Yes,
we
it is.
two-
Because of the validation that some of the top publishers looked at it. It went all the way to the top, and they said, we want a doctor to write half the book. They kept saying, now we want this, now we want that. And I couldn't provide that. He was too busy to write half the book. And it's not about what the doctor does. It's about what the cancer patient does, you know.
And I think it's really important to notice that traditional and indie have a place in the world, and they have equal relevance. And I think a lot of people in the past have recognized that traditional was so much more important. But the reality is that both traditional and indie have business reasons for being there. And Ginny just gave you hers, which is excellent. And I think there's a lot of indie authors out there that have excellent books. And so I want to suggest to everyone, give books a chance, regardless of traditional or indie, because it might be just the one you needed today. And with that, I thank you all for being with us. And we will get the recording out to everyone as quickly as possible. But we, as the Christian Authors Network, are honored to be a part of your marketing lives. So thank you. And you can find us at christianauthorsnetwork.com.